Hey y'all, this is John Trent from boundingintocomics.com, and I've got some Marvel Comics and Punisher news for you today. In the latest issue of Savage Avengers number 4 from writer Jerry Duggan and artist Mike Deodato Jr., the origin of Frank Castle the Punisher is radically altered during an encounter with the Conan the Barbarian villain Kulan Gath. I don't know how you say it. Frank's origin is changed when he and the Savage Avengers, which consist of Conan the Barbarian, Dr. Voodoo, Elektra, and Wolverine, are attempting to put a stop to the Marrow God called Joatun Lao, and the one who unleashed him, Kulan Gath. Before I get to the actual origin change, let me give you some backstory on the Punisher's origin. His origin was detailed in Marvel Super Action number 1. While enjoying a picnic with his family, he comes across the crime syndicate of Bruno Costa, torturing a man, and Bruno Costa actually happens to be there as well. In order to ensure that there are no witnesses to the torture, Costa and his crime syndicate thugs open fire on Frank and his family, killing everyone but Frank. That includes his wife and his 2 kids, his son and daughter. The origin would also appear in Garth Ennis's iconic Punisher Max series. In that series, Frank reacts to the gunfire by dropping to the ground alongside his daughter, who he discovers had already quote, been gut shot badly, and when she saw the things that boiled and wriggled from her belly, the expression on her face was not a little girl's, end quote. Now that we've got a little backstory out of the way, here's what Duggan and Deodato did to the Punisher's origin. The sorcerer Kulan Gath specifically targets Frank Castle because he describes him as, quote, the most annoying, end quote. He then, after calling him the most annoying, he then kind of reaches out his hand and rips into the Punisher's mind and witnesses Frank's memories of the day his family was killed. While it shows Frank still enjoying his picnic with his family, it also shows him using his wife as a shield to protect himself from the oncoming bullets. As Frank has his dead family in his arms, the way the lettering is shown in the panel, it's almost like he's doing a Joker laugh. It starts out saying he goes he, and then it's ha ha, and then it's ha 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 ha. And Frank is almost like, it looks like he could almost be laughing because the words are almost coming out of his own mouth. Kulan Gath then questions Frank and says, Castle, quote, Castle, when you heard the weapons, did you hide behind your wife? A warrior's instinct to seek cover. Castle is visibly broken by the memory that he sees, as he even enters into what looks like a state of shock. And then as Castle's kind of like in this shocked state, just standing there dumbfounded, Gath answers his own question, and he says, quote, no, of course not. I must have imagined that you flinched, end quote. Gath then sends this summoned Marrow God through a portal to take out a giant metropolis. Frank is still in this state of shock. He even drops his firearm to the ground as he's still kind of reeling from this revelation. He's such in shock that Elektra picks up his firearm and begins firing on the Marrow God as it goes through this portal. But Castle's story doesn't end there. Gath continues to target him. He summons what appears to be his wife and his 2 children. However, thanks to the help of Brother Voodoo, Frank is spared an especially horrible fate. Voodoo reveals that Castle's wife and kids are really Joltan skinwalkers. I'm probably butchering Joltan. Castle eventually comes to at the behest of Elektra, but remains silent the rest of the issue until the final page, where he declares he is going to be the one to kill Gath. And I just kind of wanted to touch back again on those Joltan skinwalkers. These were they're almost like zombie-like creatures that have taken on this form and shape of Castle's kids. It's unclear if they're kind of like just shapeshifters like the Skrulls, or how exactly it works. To me, they remind me of the Navajo legends of the Skinwalkers. Given that their name, that's probably where Jerry Duggan was inspired from. So now that you kind of have what happened with Frank's origin, it's possible that it might not actually be an origin change. Kulan Gath is a powerful sorcerer, and he's been known to use illusion magic in the past. All the way back in Uncanny X-Men number 190, which was written by Chris Claremont, Gath took control of Manhattan and was able to manipulate everyone within his magic barrier. That magic barrier erased individuals' memories as well as their true identities and the world they came from. They believed they were living in Gath's ancient Hyboria, which is, for those that don't know, that's where Conan is from. However, as Kulan Gath reveals, his magic barrier was due to a master spell he cast. It was not due to like him just kind of like individually going after these people. He did like a widespread master spell. So his like powerful illusion might only be able to be used as like a giant spell instead of individually attacking someone. Although it's possible it could be both. But given Castle's reaction and the fact he still fights Gath in the comic, it's hard to imagine this being an illusion or even a memory implanted by him. Marvel also has a track record of radically altering a number of their heroes. In recent years, they infamously created a Hydra version of Steve Rogers and Captain America. So I want to hear from you. What do you make of this change? Do you think Gath is using just illusion magic? Do you think he's implanting a false memory in Frank's head? Or do you think this is an actual change to Frank's origin? I'm John Trent, and you've been watching Bounding into Comics.